So this is our target that we actually want to smash. All right, so this is 1 times the tree height, which means if we're doing pulling operations, we're using a piece of equipment, we're going to be pulling by hand. How far do we want to be away from that tree height? 1.5 times, right? So back here, Eli, if he's back 1.5 times, you feel safe back there, Eli? You feel pretty good? You gotta have like an apron, so if you get like pumpkin guts on you, is that okay? Where's your dad? Is he okay with that?
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
You're cool with it? All right, cool. All right, step 2 for our plan is we got to determine lean. So why do we put this rope in the tree in the first place? What type of lean do we have on that tree if we're taking a look at it? We've got some back lean. How many people agree that could be a problem? If the tree's leaning back, we've got an active roadway here, the tree is leaning back, that could be sort of an issue. So that's where we can use wedges, we can use different things. What we're also going to determine from the direction of fall, if I'm felling this tree, is I want to determine, do I have any side lean? Right? Is the tree leaning to the left or leaning to the right? So I always assess lean from 2 directions. How many directions?
2.
2 directions. So from the direction of fall, the only type of lean I can assess is side lean. Right? If this is my tree right here, and I'm going to be falling it, right? How many people agree that I've got some side lean maybe in this direction? How many people agree with that? Okay. You're pretty sure there's no side lean? So if we take and we use our handy dandy tool, all right, everybody go like this. You guys have a handy dandy tool. This is your site. This is basically your biomass measure. So if there's this maple tree back here, I'm going to get as much of that biomass in my biomass measure right there. So here, this is all my weight. I'm going to get that in the biomass measure. And then from there, from your fingers to your thumbs, you drop an imaginary plumb line straight down. So if this is my tree, right, Eli, put your hands together like this, buddy. Right? And you take and you drop a line straight down. I'm going to move my finger out. You tell me when my finger is going to hit that line. Go ahead and look right through. Look right through your sight, just like that. Yep. And you tell me when that thing's going to hit my finger. When you drop a line straight down, you tell me when it's going to hit my finger. Tell me when to stop. Right there? Stop? Perfect. That's perfect. So I've got lean in this direction. I've got side lean to my left, which means if I've got side lean to my left, where do I actually want to aim? If this thing's going to go straight, where do I actually want to aim my tree? Right, if I just aim straight, I go to fell it, the top of the tree is going to be leaning, right? Whatever the side lean is, if I've determined I got 6 inches or a foot or 3 foot, if I don't adjust it, I'm going to have a problem. How many people agree with that statement? All right, so I need to adjust that a little bit. So if I've got side lean here, I got to use my felling sights. Powerful 36-volt lithium-ion, real peel, real steel, and battery appeal. So if I've got side lean in this direction, rather than having my felling sights point straight this way, I want to adjust it. I want to move it, whatever the side lean is, to the opposite side. Does that make sense? So we've got forward and backward lean, we've got side lean, we want to address all those sorts of things. So step 1 is our height and hazards, step 2 is our lean. I'm going to go over here and take a look and see how much back lean we have. We talked about side lean. I don't see a whole lot of side lean there. And back lean, we've got about 2 feet of back lean. 2 feet leaning over the roadway of back lean. And, oh, it looks like it shifted in the hole a little bit. This thing does not have a stable root system. So we need to know how much back lean we have because we need to know how much pull we have. If we've got 2 feet of back lean, how far do we need to move this rope in order to get that tree to break over center? Okay. Why do you say 3? That's a sound assessment. Okay, so 2 feet, you got to at least get it to center, and then what? Past center. So if we've taken and set this up, and we're going to be pulling on this, pop this out of the jam cleats. If we've gone all the way down here, right? We've pre-stressed and tensioned and all these sorts of things. Just go ahead and clean this mess up real quick. Okay, so now, nope, went a little bit too far. Okay, if I've got to move this rope 3 feet, my mechanical advantage system, how many feet do I got to move those? We said it was a 5 to 1. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In order to move this 1 foot, how many feet of rope do I got to move? Okay, 15. All right, which means I got to have enough distance on here in order to get this to go. Right now, do I got 15 feet of... No, I do not. or I do not. So when I gather lean, especially when I get into pulling trees over with ropes, I'm not just determining wedges and stuff. I need to determine where do I need to be, how much rope do I need to move, what sort of energy is going to take to get there. So we've got just about 15 feet. I'm going to load this back up, slide it all the way up here. We want to keep it so that we can keep Eli safe out of the zone. So now, do I got enough space in between here for Eli to pull this thing over? Eli, what do you think, buddy? Yeah? He's like, just quit whacking, quit jabbering on there, just cut the darn tree. So we've got enough space now that he can safely pull this over, right? We've got a nice inline pull, we got our prusik set on here, we got our anchor point down there, all those good things. We're gonna move our drill. I won't have to buy another one of those. So height and hazards, right? Step 2 is lean. Step 3, Tony talked about earlier. With this tree having some back lean and the fact that we've got some chips piled up, I want to get myself out of here. I want to make sure that I'm not in here when this tree starts to move, right? So where do I escape to? If I'm going to be following the tree out here to smash this pumpkin, where do I actually want to escape to? Which way? Okay. Well, I don't want to go straight back, and the bowl, it sort of goes up to the right, but then it bangs back to the left. The side lane's really negligible. For me, the easiest thing, just from a hazard perspective, is to get 45 degrees to the right-hand side. How many people agree with that? Okay, so if I can get myself, I don't want to go straight back. If you're felling trees in the woods, right, for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. When this thing goes down, if it's brushing through other trees, once those canopy sort of lets go, what happens to those limbs? What can happen? It can come back, right? It can come back right at you like a boomerang, only the kind you don't want to catch, right? Throws back. So I want to always escape 45 degrees.